Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike Nassis. I'm a product marketing manager at Zerto. I am also joined by my colleague Bob Brown, who's the lead solutions engineer with TierPoint. And today we're going to be delving into how Zerto and TierPoint can help minimize your SLAs and also provide uh, backup and ultra-fast recovery for all of your data and applications. Now, for those of you who don't know what we do at Zerto, it's actually quite simple. We protect, recover, and migrate your data and applications for continuous availability no matter what environment you are running. So on-prem, hybrid, multi-cloud, you name it, we have you covered. And our goal is to, of course, provide an uninterrupted experience for your organization so you have the least amount of data loss and downtime possible. And we're trusted by some of the largest names in the business, as well as small to medium businesses as well. So we really run the gamut when it comes to organizations and the type that we protect and help to recover and migrate. Now, before we get into kind of the nitty gritty of everything, I just wanted to set the scene here. So, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, the threat landscape is ever evolving, right? We are seeing the severity, sophistication, and frequency of cyber attacks and ransomware in general increase, right? The severity has increased. The average ransom demanded has skyrocketed to over $5 million. That's a huge number. The sophistication, of course, has also increased with the proliferation of generative AI, ransomware as a service, and of course exploiting cloud vulnerabilities as more people have moved to the cloud. These attacks have only gotten worse, and of course the frequency of cloud ransomware attacks has also grown. But this is really where Zerto and a managed service provider like TierPoint can really come in to help. Now, most of you probably have some sort of backup solution, right? And while there is, of course, a time and place for backup, unfortunately, in today's world, with these ever-evolving threats and with the need to have uninterrupted business, right? RPOs of 24 hours, RTOs of 8 hours, and things of that nature just won't cut it. With Zerto and Zerto-powered solutions like disaster recovery as a service from TierPoint, we can actually offer drastically lower RPOs and RTOs. In fact, RPOs in seconds and RTOs of minutes, and things that you just can't possibly get with backup, and really make sure that your organization is fully protected no matter what type of disruption. Now, what we do is really we're laser focused on three key use cases: disaster recovery, ransomware resilience, and multi-cloud mobility. We're really focused on all these to ensure that all of our customers can achieve this continuous protection for any app, any cloud, and any threat. And all of this is really based on a foundation of continuous data protection, or CDP, which is really a technology that Zerto has pioneered and been a market leader in for over a decade. And this is how, as we mentioned in the last slide, the CDP is really how we're able to deliver these drastically low RPOs and RTOs. So this continuous data protection that I mentioned is really made possible with our block level replication. And this is near synchronous replication. So it's really the best of both synchronous and asynchronous approaches. And because we sit at the hypervisor level, we can be a fully software only solution that is totally independent of your underlying hardware and infrastructure, including your storage. So that's part of the reason why Zerto works so well across hypervisors, clouds, and platforms. You really have the choice to do what's best for your organization while we effortlessly work in the background without any impact to your production. Our CDP so powerful is the unique journaling capabilities we have, right? So our journal tracks every single change made in your application or on your server, and it logs these as checkpoints every 5 to 10 seconds, even if you have hundreds or thousands of servers. This journal can store the change data for 1 hour up to 30 days, and it really offers that unmatched granularity when it comes to recovery. So that's the key. whenever needed, you can simply rewind to an old checkpoint and easily recover from that exact point in time. So if a ransomware attack, let's say, hits at 10 a.m., you can actually roll back to 9:59:55 seconds and essentially mitigate that infection almost completely. That's really the power of the journal, and really kind of our secret sauce and how we deliver these drastically low SLAs. Now, along with the real-time replication, we've also now combined that with real-time encryption detection. This actually will allow you to detect suspicious writes as they stream in and flag them to investigate. So you can potentially squash a ransomware attack right in its infancy, right at the point of attack, um, with this real-time anomaly detection. So this is something that's built in to our solution. It's not an add-on, and it really helps to provide you that extra, more proactive layer when we're talking about ransomware attacks. Staying on the topic of ransomware attacks, what about severe ransomware or cyber attacks where everything is compromised, right? Challenges with cyber recovery, things like unpredictable attack patterns, unknown blast radius, where you don't know what's been compromised and how extensive the lateral movement is, unclean recovery points, huge data loss and downtime, right? Well, the next evolution of data protection really requires ironclad cyber vault. That's really a key part of any organization's ransomware resilience strategy. So our Zerto Cyber Resilience Vault is able to protect, detect, respond, and recover from the most severe ransomware attacks. This really leverages the power of Zerto replication and Zerto journaling technology that we've been talking about, combined with industry-leading hardware from HPE to really deliver rapid air gap recovery, unlike anything else on the market. It's really purpose-built for cyber recovery, and it's your option of last resort in worst-case scenarios. Now, the Cyber Vault's little brother, the Zerto Cloud Vault, is actually a new offering that we have, which combines, of course, the same features: air gapping, immutability, isolated clean room recovery, in a solution offered through some of our managed service providers, right? So we combine that same technology and software with secure hosted infrastructure and cyber recovery expertise from our managed service providers to really ensure that your data can be recovered from any cyber attacks. And of course, because it's a cloud vault, it delivers that scalability and flexibility and cost efficiency that you really can't get with physical hardware. So this is more for those looking for that more flexible solution without that need for hardware and maintenance expenses. Now, we've talked a lot of about what Zerto does and the benefits it brings, but it's all been kind of theoretical, right? Let's look and dive into a real world scenario of Zerto in action. So one of our customers is actually the Mississippi Department of Revenue. This is the primary government agency that's tasked with overseeing tax collection, registration of vehicles, and it really serves as the primary funding for Mississippi state and local government services. I know we've kind of covered a lot and a lot of kind of what Zerto does, but let's look at a real life scenario of Zerto in action. So one of our customers, the Mississippi Department of Revenue, they are the primary government agency that oversees tax collection, vehicle registration, and really serves as the primary funding for Mississippi's state and local government services, right? They have a few set of objectives that they were looking to meet with a new solution. So they want to weave the best technology platforms into their environment and make it the most efficient agency in the state. And of course, they really want to achieve low recovery times because of how important they are. So they want a recovery time of less than 2 hours. They have compliance needs with DR testing requirements, and they want to be protected from any type of threat. So they were able to implement Zerto and actually surpass those recovery time needs that they had. So they could achieve RPOs of 5 seconds and RTOs of under 1 hour. Those are drastically lower numbers than they had. Even numbers that they wanted to hit, they passed them with flying colors. And they were able to also protect up to 100 VMs at any given time. So this is just one example of many of Zerto in action, protecting critical organizations. Leave you, the last thing I wanted to mention is we really invite you to experience what Zerto has to offer with a different array of resources and tools at your disposal. So if you're interested in Zerto, we invite you to check out a live tailored demo suited to your specific needs. Hands-on lab as well. We have these awesome labs where you can test drive Zerto from the comfort of your home or office, and really see how simple and easy it is to use Zerto and protect your organization. And you can of course do failover testing and things like that with the lab. And then of course we also have some more information that delves into our technology and how we're able to keep organizations up and running at all times and deliver these drastically low RPOs and RTOs. So with that, really appreciate your time today, and I'd like to hand it over to Bob.
Thanks, Michael. As Michael mentioned, my name is Bob Brown. I'm a lead solutions engineer here at TierPoint. So TierPoint and Zerto have a long-standing relationship working together to provide our customers with the DR solutions they need to meet their business and technical requirements. For those of you that might not be familiar with TierPoint, I want to take just a minute and give you a quick overview. The slide here shows a pretty good overview of the services that we offer to our clients. We're going to be covering our disaster recovery solutions during this time, but I did want to highlight the cloud services we provide to our customers. We offer both production and DR solutions using Azure and AWS in the public cloud, the VMware-based private cloud solutions, and we're now offering cloud solutions based on Azure Local, which provides a true hybrid solution with native cloud management. And for our customers who are using IBM Power Systems, we can provide cloud-based solutions for these as well. And of course, we have a professional services arm that can assist with engagements for security review, business impact analysis, and much more. We have a nationwide footprint of data centers across the continental United States, and they're all connected with fiber, offering speeds of up to 100 gigabits per second. Many of our data centers now support our high-density colocation that can offer up to 100 kilowatts of power in a single data center cabinet, and that aligns nicely with many of the power-hungry GPU-based servers for AI deployments. With the geographic diversity of our data centers, we can provide a recovery solution that meets your auditor's requirements, is located outside of any natural or weather event that could affect your production site, and provide a DR site that's on a separate power grid from your primary location. I know most of you are familiar with RTO and RPO, but there's a couple of key points I want to discuss around this. Different providers will use these terms a little differently, so it's important to clarify how we define them. When we talk about RPO or recovery point objective, we're referring to how much data you can lose, or really the point in time when the data is securely in place at your secondary or recovery site. With Zerto, this could be a matter of seconds, since Zerto uses continuous data replication, sending over block level changes in near real time. On the other hand, if you're using a tape-based recovery solution, RPO isn't just when the backups are completed. You need to include the time it takes for the tapes to be picked up and securely delivered to an offsite storage facility. If you are relying on a disk-based backup solution, it's when the backups are completed and the data is successfully replicated to that secondary site. Both of these can typically take 24 hours or more. Industry benchmarks vary, but for mission-critical applications, organizations are pushing for RPOs as low as 0, meaning no data loss at all, whereas less critical workloads might tolerate an RPO of several hours. Understanding your individual business needs and aligning them with the right solution is crucial. When we discuss RTO or recovery time objective, this is going to refer to how long it takes to get the environment fully operational again. That means the data has been successfully restored at the recovery site, the infrastructure is ready, the data is loaded, and applications are started, and then the business operations resume. Beyond the RTO and RPO, there's also RTA, which is recovery time actual, which is the real-world recovery time businesses experience. Many organizations have found that their expected RTO is far shorter than their actual recovery time due to overlooked dependencies, infrastructure bottlenecks, or unexpected failures in the DR process. As Michael was mentioning earlier, your RTO and RPO are going to be the main components in developing your recovery strategy. This is where the importance of a tiered recovery solution comes in, using a combination of hot, warm, and cold tiers to align the recovery speeds with the business requirements of each individual application. So your hot tier is going to typically provide instant access to critical workloads, ensuring the fastest RTO and RPOs. Warm tier is a middle ground option, balancing the cost and speed for workloads that don't require immediate recovery, and cold tiers for workloads that may be needed if your DR event is an extended event, offering cost savings but much slower recovery times. So we will get asked a lot of times if backups can still play a role in disaster recovery, and the short answer is yes. However, businesses are looking to lower their RTO and RPO for the various applications. Recovery from backups will generally be used for your less critical applications. Think your tier 3 and tier 4 applications. So this is going to go back to the previous slide and shows why the tiering of the application is so important. Backups of your data are going to be necessary no matter what the DR solution is. But if we can use those backups to recover less critical applications, that can be a cost savings and still fit into your tiered recovery architecture. To meet the demands of our customers who are looking for a fast recovery for their mission critical application, TierPoint is going to be using Zerto for our DRAS solutions. We utilize Zerto software to provide an SLA-backed DR solution for our customers, allowing them to recover their environment in the event of a disaster to a TierPoint cloud location. You're going to get all of the benefits of Zerto that Michael mentioned earlier, the near zero RPO, the extremely fast RTO. It's going to be a subscription-based service, so you can focus on recovering the business critical VMs and applications in your environment, and that's going to ensure that the solution is cost effective, allowing you to build a tiered recovery architecture. We're going to utilize the ransomware detection in Zerto that Michael had discussed earlier, whereby we detect the encrypted files and alert you to investigate. Our customers have seen that using TierPoint DRAS powered by Zerto is essential for building a bulletproof backup and recovery strategy that aligns with your business priorities. Over the years, TierPoint's helped many companies who struggled with their DR programs. Most of these organizations had assumed that their recovery processes would work flawlessly, only to face unexpected failures during an actual incident. Many of the common pitfalls included things such as backups being corrupt or incomplete when they needed to be restored. Interdependencies between applications weren't fully mapped out, and that delayed the full recovery. Insufficient network bandwidth at the recovery site, causing slow data transfers, and security gaps like backups being compromised during a ransomware attack. We're going to work with you to ensure that the solution put in place meets all of your critical business requirements. And what I think is the most important factor in a successful DR program is testing. It's critical to regularly test your DR plan under real-world conditions and ensure that it meets your recovery objectives. We include annual testing in all of our DR solutions to ensure that your company's DR program is successful. Making sure you pick the right partner for your DR solution is going to be critical. TierPoint has been Zerto's Partner of the Year multiple times and are one of their top partners worldwide. Some key considerations and questions to think about when you're evaluating a DR provider are, does the provider offer any financially backed SLAs for the recovery of the environment? Are there any costs that are charged for declaring a disaster? And what are the fees for ongoing use? What are the expected recovery times I can expect for each of the tiers of my recovery? Do they support ransomware protection and immutable backups? And what is the level of automation included in the solution to ensure an accurate and timely recovery? By taking a strategic tiered approach to your backup and recovery, your organization can minimize downtime, ensuring business continuity and avoiding the costly consequences of failed recovery attempts. Here's an example of a customer that TierPoint was able to assist. Dental Associates was looking to protect their sensitive data from cybersecurity vulnerabilities, data breaches, and ransomware, while keeping the performance and latency in focus. Our teams worked with them to provide a solution that provided secure co-location services within one of our data centers, additional security services to ensure that the environment was protected, and a DR solution at a secondary TierPoint location using Zerto to ensure that the data was not only replicated with extremely low RPO, but also gets the confidence of the encryption detection to know that the data at the secondary site is going to be safe from ransomware. You can see by the quote from the CIO They've not had the need to enact recovery due to an actual event, but they have the confidence in knowing that Zerto and TierPoint have a solution that they're confident in. To learn more about TierPoint's disaster recovery services or any of our solutions, you can visit us at www.tierpoint.com or call us at 877-859-8437. We'll connect you with one of our DR experts to discuss your specific business requirements and how TierPoint can help you meet them. And Michael and I would both like to thank you for joining us today. And please feel free to reach out with any questions.